our team. We know how to talk to the doctor, understand what they want to do, because neurosurgery want one thing, maxillofacial want another thing, orthopedic want another thing, hand and foot want another thing. Every onco orthopedic want different things, spine. Every doctor or every segment have their own way of thinking, their own, even sometimes words that they are using that we need to teach our product manager or product engineers, and we know how to sit together with the doctor, get what he wants. Sometimes, you talked about the Celestio, it starts from a scratch on a napkin. He has an idea, he said, that's what I want to do. We know how to take this sketch and to move it from a sketch to a design, engineer design, with all the different things that the doctor say, go back and forth with the doctor, and at the end, give them a model, a segmentation, a jig, and an implant all together, or different parts according to his needs and to the hospital availability.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about times in terms of
SLA,
logistically?
SLA of the project. Okay. So once if it's a new doctor, sometimes it takes time to do the first case because it's a bit of learning process for the doctor, not for us. But if it's a doctor that already know the process, from the moment that we are getting the CT, we can coordinate in the same day or the day after that the meeting about the model and the segmentation. And once the doctor is signing on our plan, what we plan regarding the jig or the implant, between 3 days to 5 days, he's getting that into the OR. So it's usually not for trauma, but for elective cases, it's a very good. So let's say between 1 week to 10 days from beginning to the end, whole process, including implant inside the OR, waiting for the procedure.
Perfect. Celso, Raimundo, do you guys have any questions so far?
I think that this is only the first step to the implants. We have another steps to give more technology to implants. It's another steps. I think that's the beginning of the new ways.
We also believe that. We believe that eventually every OR will have his own printer, and you will print bone, you will print different tissue, you will print other things. But that's a step. It will take time. So we are in the first step. We know how to do patient-specific instruments and patient-specific implants. And what we did lately is we opened our own hub, our own laboratory in the biggest private hospital in Israel. And that's a model that I want to share with you. So we have in Israel our own factory that is ISO 13485. That's an ISO for manufacture of implants and jig for the medical devices. So we have one factory in Israel. Israel is a small country. We have one factory in Israel. But what we did, we opened a laboratory inside the hospital. So we have an office with an engineer or product engineering that is sitting there. Doctors are coming with their CT, sitting together inside the hospital, doing together the planning. He can print inside the office. He has a printer to print the models in plastic. So if doctor wants only model, 4 or 5 hours after the meeting, he can come, take the model, and be on his way. If it's more than that, we will talk about it. So we are doing inside the hospital this discussion. It gives us a lot of time. We're not spending time. Sometimes Zoom takes time to have a meeting. Sometimes we don't understand each other very well. The doctor is sitting with the engineer in the office, inside the hospital. Don't make the doctor go somewhere else, inside the hospital. And then we are printing inside the models. And if you want a jig or an implant, we send the planning to our facility, to our manufacturing site. We will print it there. It will go back to this room. The doctor will come, see that it's okay according to what he planned. we will put a jig or the implant on the model that we put to see that everything is aligned and together, and then it can go to the OR. And again, we are saving time, money, and mistakes once we are doing everything inside the hospital. Eventually, also the implant will be manufactured inside the hospital, but today the regulatory doesn't allow it. I don't know how it's in Brazil. And that's the reason that we have one manufacturing site for all the hospitals. And we are promoting now different lab in different hospitals in order to make it shorter, better, and less mistakes between the discussions from the doctor to the engineer.
If you allow me a commentary,
Please.
Here in Brazil, I have a friend who works in the Association of Medical and Odontological Products and machine equipment. He specializes in regulatory affairs, and he told me most of hospitals, public and private, they offer service. They do not produce product, not fabricate anything. But if the technology advances towards the hospitals might be interested in own their own equipment, to have one equipment of this. And the hospitals, they're big hospitals, big nets of a hospital. They talk with the Anvisa, who is the regulatory bureau, and then they get a permission to fabricate this in their hospital. But this is very new here in Brazil.
Yeah, also in Israel.
We don't have yet a regulation for that.
I think, Celestio, I think that we have the same issue, and I think that what we did was a compromise in the middle. So they are not manufacturing inside the hospital, not the implant and not the jig, only the model. And the model is okay because it's not going into the patient body, it's only there.
Yeah.
They can sterilize it, put it in the OR, they want to check it and to compare it. They are doing it sometimes, but it stays outside of the body. So it's a compromise that it's okay for them.
But what I say is this is not a weakness of the project.
No.
On the contrary, it's an opportunity.
I agree. What we are doing is, because the laboratory is not very expensive. It's very simple to arrange such a laboratory. You need a desk, you need 1 or 2 computers, you need a small printer for models only. It's a plastic printer. But what you need mainly is the know-how, and that's something that we would share it.
Yeah.
And the manufacturing site is more expensive because then to manufacture from titanium costs a lot of money. And then you can concentrate few hospitals with the same manufacturing site.
And if you allow me, Raimundo,
please,
to comment, Raimundo have an area and a room that is nearly prepared to accommodate such equipment, to produce the prostheses actually. So we can think of a strategy, because if we have a centralized production in the beginning, we can finance the project, because if we try to sell one of these printers to each hospital, we cannibalize our own market.
I think what we did is to do a central manufacturing site, like a hub
in the beginning
for all the hospitals, but to put inside the hospital the engineer with a model, with a model, only with the model, and that gives us more exposure to the doctors and more work. So the manufacturing site is one site concentrated for all of Israel, the manufacturing site for the implants and jig. And we are trying to build, if we can, in every hospital, a small laboratory. A person from ours or from them is sitting there. We can educate them and to tell them how to do. And that's the way that more and more doctors, they're passing in the hallway, they're seeing us, you are here, let's talk.
Yeah.
And they're
So
talking and they're coming with crazy ideas sometimes and different issues.
yeah,
And that's
just
generated discussion and we're getting more job out of it.
yeah. For example, you presented 4 steps, right? Modeling, the 3D, the printing plastic, the jig, titanium jig, and the final implant. So we could make a room with few equipments in the hospital to make modeling 3D, CT to 3D, and printing plastic for the doctors to analyze locally what's going on. And then with Raimundo, we're printing the final product. Yeah, just an idea. I'm building a brainstorming here,
Yeah.
brainstorming an idea. So I
Exactly.
would like to
That's
hear,
what we are doing. That's exactly what we are doing.
yeah,
The lab that what I'm calling a lab, is a room that an engineer sitting with a doctor only with a model printer inside the room.
yeah,
So he is doing the segmentation and the modeling on the computer and also can print the model. Everything else is being shipped by email, of course, to the manufacturing site. They have a different regulatory there for implant jig from titanium, and they will implant it there and bring it. Because to build in every hospital such a manufacturing site, that's very expensive, and again, regulatory wise, I don't think that it will pass.
so what do you think, Raimundo?
I think that this is the beginning of a new technology.
Yeah,
I think that we must to walk this way. I think that probably will be change,
yeah,
but it's
Yeah,
not right now.
it's a process. It's a process.
Yes,
It's a
yes,
process. And for the last 5.5 years, we were busy in learning everything, to understand everything, to understand what every doctor needs, what are the obstacles in each hospital. So now we are for us the flow of the patient or the implant. For us now it's very clear. We know how to talk to doctors, we know what we need to sign them on in order to make sure that they say, okay, what happened? I said, no, but that's what you planned. You see, you sign on it. We know how to make sure that we are aligning the expectation with the doctors and hospital. We know how to charge them for that. And last but not least, we are now working with the insurance company in order to make sure that we are that the hospital will get investment for that. And once we will cover these obstacles, everything will be even easier because the hospital will gain money. So now we are working together with one of the biggest hospitals in Israel with the insurance in order to get a specific DRG for PSI, for patient-specific implant or patient-specific instruments. And once they will get this kind of delta, the hospital will want to make it even more available to the doctors.
I think I want to know about the model of business, the actual model of business. To know Brazil, we have 200 million people.
Wow.
Is a good place to make this work. We have another countries, Argentina, Peru, another countries that depend of our technology. Okay, in Latin America. I want to know if it's viable for us to implant this model in Brazil, in São Paulo.
Yeah, so we talked with Ariel, and we have actually few options to have this kind of thing. The first option, I think that it's not the best option, but I will share it with you. To get a CT from you, to sit with Zoom with the doctor, and to send you an implant at the end. It will take money, it will take time, it won't be the one that you want to do. The second option is to duplicate what we are doing here, to give you all our knowledge, all our know-how, to educate your people in Brazil, to have your own company in Brazil or in different countries that you mentioned before, and to have your own self-sufficient business there. We know how to teach, we know how to give you the software, we know how to give you the hardware, We know how to give you everything except regulation that you will need to do it locally because we don't know how to do it locally. That you need to do it
Okay.
on your own. Everything else, we can give you a turnkey project from beginning to the end with everything, including, and that's maybe the most important thing, somebody from our side that will go to Brazil to sit with 2, 3 weeks with your guys to teach them everything on the software, on the hardware, on the machines, on talking to doctors in the first time to show them how to take a case from the beginning to the end. We know how to give you a complete project. And Raimundo, you asked about the business model. I will share with you our business model. Our business model is that we have a price list. We know how much it costs for the hospital to do segmentation, model, jig, implant, because we know how much it costs us. And then the hospital have a price list, and them, if you will do this amount of implants, you will get this kind of bonus. If you will do this amount, you will get a higher bonus. But at the end, it's an implant and a service like everything else. If you are a neurosurgeon, you are buying a shunt, you are buying high-speed drill, you are buying drill bits, whatever you are buying to the hospital costs you money. So we know how to sell it to the hospital and how to show them the additional value for them. If the operation is getting shorter because you did, that saves money for the hospital. If you are using less bleed time of the patient because of that, you are saving money to the hospital. Less complication, less revision because you plan everything. You made a specific jig for that. You made a specific implant. And of course, once we will have the reimbursement from the different HMO, we can share with you also the process that we did in order to bring them into this kind of reimbursement, additional reimbursement to the hospital. Did I answer your question, Raimundo?
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
And Yoav,
Yes.
You represent the Kanfit company. How is your connection with the company, the
Okay.
Kanfit?
So I'm the CEO of 3 companies in Israel. The first one is Trimaco. Trimaco is working in the medical devices for the last 26 years. We are distributors of many companies like Stryker, Orthopediatrics, different companies from the world. We are representing that in Israel. We have another company, aesthetic company, in the world of fillers, lasers, things like that, aesthetic business. And the last one is Kanfit. So the owner of these 3 companies, the same owner, he's my boss.
Okay.
And I'm running the activities of these 3 companies.
Okay,
So
that's right.
So we have the knowledge, we have the know-how, we have everything. We have everything. And we are willing to, and that was our aim. And I was happy that Ariel called me because for us, Israel was only the beta site. Israel is a small country, 10 million people. It was our laboratory to understand how to do it correctly. And now that we know it, we want to go to the world and sell our IP, our patent,
Okay.
our know-how, because everybody can buy a printer. Everybody can buy a printer. If you go to the website, you will find today 1 million different printers.
Mhm.
To
But
clarify, Celso, sorry, Yoav.
please,
Just to
Okay.
clarify, so far I was talking about Kanfit, but now with Yoav, we are getting a bigger picture, okay? Because
Okay.
he's coming with all the know-how and experience of all the years. So Kanfit is only the company that is printing in titanium. But Yoav, this is why it was so important to bring Yoav today in front of you. It's a pity that Dr. Kayon didn't came, but I'm sure you will talk to him, Celso. You will present
No,
to him.
Is clearly he told his boss is the owner of Kanfit. It's okay, just to
Yeah, but
understand the organogram.
just to understand that it's so far. I talk. Just excuse me, Joab. I will move a little bit
Please,
to
please,
português.
please.
Só para que fique bem claro. Até agora eu estava só falando da Kanfit, que é
Da
só
fabricante.
a impressão das plaquetes,
Sim, sim.
dos implantes. Mas o Joab, ele está juntando três empresas juntas, onde o modelo que a gente está falando agora não é só o que eu falei com vocês até agora, que é só a Kanfit. É mais que isso. Por isso que a gente tem que
Claro.
entender que agora está falando de tudo modelo, tudo muita experiência que vai ser incluída
Transferir.
nesse pacote, ok?
Perfeito, perfeito,
Eu
perfeito.
Mas deixa eu compreender uma coisa aqui, Ariel. Ele representa a Striker. A Striker está no Brasil e tem distribuidores próprios, que nós não podemos interferir. Na verdade, as outras companhias que ele falou são tudo companhias que já estão no Brasil, né?
Striker, eu não ouvi.
Ele
Ele
falou
falou que ele
Striker.
representa.
Quais companhias? Sorry, do you represent Striker too? Yes, Striker. São três companhias.
We are not manufacturing, only distributing. We are buying.
Okay. São distribuidores somente.
Sim.
They distribute products of Striker and another companies that the companies is in Brazil, okay? We can work only with Kanfit, I think.
Maybe I didn't explain myself very well, Raimundo. I'm sorry for that. I just represented the company that I'm working on, but Kanfit is a different company that the
Yes.
owner is the same owner, and we are talking only about Kanfit, nothing else. We are talking only about the business of 3D printing with Kanfit, and it's our company. We are the owner. We have the IP. We have everything. And it's for
let's
us
talk
to
about
decide.
Trimapo, right?
Sorry?
We will talk about Trimapo to have everything all together. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Trimapo.
Okay, then let me suggest something, Joab.
Yes, please.
How about we celebrate a partnership, to formalize with a non-disclosure agreement, exclusivity agreement for the next, for example, 6 months, for us to proceed towards the how to bring these companies, these technologies to Brazil, but with this team, with our team here, me, Raimundo, Marcelo, Ariel, you, eventually Mr. Kyle, because, for example, Raimundo is talking about that company Striker have already his niche here in Brazil.
No, forget Striker.
No. For
Forget it.
example, the exclusivity.
We are talking about if you want, we can sign an NDA together. Only on Kanfit. That's the only thing that we cannot promote anything else. We're talking only about Kanfit. We can sign an NDA together to be sure that what we are saying staying with this group. And of course, you can decide who is the group from your side, and then we can share with you through Ariel the business model of what we are willing to do together with Ariel in order to transfer the knowledge, the know-how, everything that we learned in these 5.5 years, in order for you to have a smooth entrance into the market. Yeah, we can do that.
I suggest the model in Israel and bring it to Brazil.
Yeah, I suggest we do this because I'm sure we are all interested in bringing this technology to Brazil.
Yeah.
And for us to be comfortable to open numbers and amounts and anything that is strategic.
Yeah.
Uh,
For me, there is three kinds of potential that we are talking about. The first
mm,
one, of course, is the heroic things, big auto-oncological case that you need to
yeah,
do
yeah.
some kind of complicated implants, one thing. But I think that more interesting is the bread and butter. If every maxillofacial doctor will use jig from your manufacturing site as a regular workflow of him. He's getting
Okay.
a procedure, doing CT, sending to you, getting a jig, doing the jig. A routine. If every knee guy, if every total knee replacement guy will take a jig from you to put the knee in the right alignment, if every spine doctor will take a jig from you to put the pedicle screw in the right alignment, already with the measuring of what screw he want to use, because not everybody has navigation, not everybody have robotics. That's a way to cover the gap for navigation and robotics. If you're doing a preoperative planning for total knee and you're putting a jig, your alignment will be better.
Okay.
And I don't know how many total knees they are doing in Brazil or in your area, but I believe that only São Paulo have between 7 to 8,000 total surgeries a year, total knee surgeries a year. Think what you are doing if you can sell, not the implants. The implant is from Zimmer, from Biomed, from J&J, whatever. But
Mm,
all of them are using your jig for total knee. Think that
okay.
you can penetrate every total knee, every spine, every maxillary procedure. And for me, that's the bread and butter. And once I will reach that, it's a money making machine.
Okay. Bread and butter. I like that.
Marcelo, bread and butter. Yes, I don't know. What's eating
Yeah.
in Brazil? I forgot already what is the bread and butter of Brazil.
Arroz e feijão. Rice and beans.
The rice and beans. It was
Rice
too
and
many
beans.
In
years.
Brazil, it's rice and beans.
Yeah, too many years since I last been in Brazil. Too many years.
Raimundo,
Oi.
please. Uh, uh, what do you think? Because Raimundo is the specialist in this area. You know, me, Ariel, and Marcelo, we talked about the business, but the specialist is Raimundo.
Eu gostaria de fazer uma reunião com vocês depois.
Mm.
Penso que precisamos conversar, mas vejo uma oportunidade de negócio fantástica.
Ótimo.
Eu vejo aí como
Fala em
uma
inglês,
oportunidade
fala em
de negócio.
inglês, fala em inglês pro Yoav eu te entender.
Tudo bem. Tudo bem. Gente, eu vou explicar também.
Ok.
You know what we can do? You know what we can do, Raimundo and Celestio? Maybe we can do it more visually. After you will send us an NDA and we will sign it, maybe we will share with you one or two cases that we did that you can see the flow of the cases from the beginning to the end. For let's do one neurosurgery and one a maxillofacial and one orthopedic. You will see from beginning
Yeah.
to the end everything. So
Wow.
once you share with us the NDA, Ariel, send us an NDA that everybody can sign it.
I'll take care of that.
I can send you 2 or 3 presentations that show the flow from the beginning, from the first meeting to the end product of one maxillofacial, one neurosurgery, and one orthopedic. So you get better visualization of what we are doing.
Fantastic.
Perfect. All right. Sounds good. So we will move forward with the NDA, and then we'll share all the information between every one of us.
Perfect.
Great.
Okay.
So
thank you, everyone.
Very
have a
good.
Thank
nice
you.
week.
Can we
Obrigado.
talk to you, Celso, after that?
Okay.
And Ariel, okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye,
Bye.
Marcelo,
Bye-bye.
Ariel,
Good night,
Yoav, Raimundo.
Raimundo, Ariel.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, see you guys next week on Tuesday, right? Tuesday, 10 o'clock, right?
Right.
So-
Podemos falar?
Sim, eu acho que é importante a gente fazer aí um follow-up aí, né?
Acho que o Celso caiu fora. Celso?
Ele saiu, ele não entendeu de ficar aqui, tudo bem.
Deixa eu
Mas
chamar. Vou chamá-lo aqui no WhatsApp.
Certo. Mas eu vejo aí que o negócio pode ir além da impressão, Raimundo.
Muito mais que isso. É muito mais que isso.
A se consultar se entrar esse material e essa tecnologia no formato de educação, numa parceria com uma faculdade, com um centro de formação, eu acredito que a gente consegue reduzir em muito os custos.
Aham.
Se entrar
Desculpa, eu entendi muito bem. Ele falou assim que ele traz toda a tecnologia, todo o know-how dele, como parceria, é isso?
Sim, sim, com certeza não vai ser um começo com parceria, mas vamos esperar ele, porque nem comigo ele ainda compartilhou nenhum
Custos.
número de nada.
Ok,
Eu falei, me fala de números. Ele falou, vamos entender o que a gente tem para fazer, porque os números podem ser desde $100.000 até $20 milhões. Temos que
sim,
entender o que a gente precisa fazer, ok? De que a gente está falando. Então,
sim,
eu vou fazer um NDA entre todas as partes, está tudo bem.
tá bem.
E aí ele vai colocar tudo bem certinho de uma proposta de negócios.
Ô, Raimundo, eu
Ou
tô
a
carregando
proposta
meu
da
celular.
Primaco.
Eu posso entrar. Só preciso dar uma carguinha aqui
O céu só tem bateria.
celular, tá? A bateria